Welcome back to another episode of Inside Access Control, sponsored by SIA. Extremely excited to have Josh Stamps from GoKeyless. He's the co-founder and managing partner. Josh, thank you very much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me, Lee.
Absolutely. So I've gotten to get to know you a little bit over the past couple months, and appreciate a lot of the content that you put out on LinkedIn, and love the energy. So thrilled to have you on. Why don't you start off by give people a little bit of your background and of your company, because it's a great story.
Yeah, appreciate that. Josh Stamps, managing partner, co-founder of GoKeyless. Also, the other co-founder is Brandon Atchley, and managing partner. He's still actively involved in the business, just like I am. Brandon and I founded this business in, well, I'd say the concept of GoKeyless, August 9th, 2003. So it's been 17 years ago, where Brandon and I grew up together. Our dads actually went to high school together, and we were best friends, I guess, from a very young age. And we're looking for a different idea or concept to get into business for ourselves. So had a different ideas, ran across a few, probably embarrassed them with the first one was this thing called Johnny Glow. Johnny Glow was exactly what you think. You wake up in the middle of the night, and instead of turning on the light, waking up your wife, lights up the Johnny. We found out the problem, we were ahead of our time, actually. I think probably someone made a lot of money on that, but that didn't go very far. And then August rolls around, I go to the grocery store, I've come home, and I'm carrying all the bags of groceries on in one load, because that's what we do. I'm left-handed. I had 9 bags of groceries in my right hand. I had keys and milk in my left hand. So if anybody's left-handed understands everything's built for right-handers. So I went to unlock the door and scrape my knuckles on the side of the door with the milk in my hand. I dropped the milk. I dropped my keys, and as the milk goes rolling down my driveway, I'm cussing and screaming, and a light bulb goes off, and it says, "I got it." Why do we still use keys? I hit a button to get in my car. In a house that you're going to pay exponentially more for, you still have to use these old stupid keys. So as the milk was literally still rolling down the driveway, I called Brandon up, and I said, "I got the idea here, and keys suck. Let's figure out a way to eliminate them." And GoKeyless was born. The name of GoKeyless actually came 4 or 5 months later. Brandon and I were at a restaurant eating, drinking some beers, and going back and forth with names. And finally, one of us, and to this day, we both argue who's the one that actually said it, but somebody in frustration said, "We just need to come up with a name to tell people to go keyless." And then about 2 minutes later, we rolled around to, wait a minute, go keyless. Back then, it was a smartphone, so we had to literally find a computer, go to the computer, make sure the name wasn't there, register, or it wasn't taken already, register the name GoKeyless, and we're off and running. So concept, a few things about Brandon and I. We did come from the door hardware industry, had no industry experience whatsoever. People call us disruptors, innovators, whatnot, always thinking outside the box. The reality is we didn't know where the box was. We just had an idea, a concept. We're sales guys. And Brandon more on the technology side than me. I actually didn't even have a home computer until we started this business. It was one where I've come around a little bit to technology, but wasn't there. So he worked for .com. And this was 20 years ago, before before the internet.
But when you called them .coms.
When we called them .coms, exactly. And I was just a sales guy at heart. I actually managed the finance business. And so then we built a website, drew traffic to it with the concept that, keys are a problem. Anyone that's ever dealt with keys, have lost keys. Someone's got a copy of a key or had a key that they didn't want to have access, and changing a lock for most people is something that's cumbersome and not easy to do. So we knew there was a problem out there. Concept awareness at first was the biggest issue, where literally when you talked about keys without locks, people looked at you like you're trying to sell cars without tires. It's like the dumbfounded look. So as time goes on over the last 17 years, that's not a problem anymore, where now concept awareness is well known. And so because of that, our business has been able to flourish.
Talk to me a little bit about it. With everything that's going on right now, you sitting in a really interesting spot. And before we jump into sort of the trends that you're seeing, but let's just talk about one that I believe is a phase change that I think is going to happen even more is this idea around value-added distribution, because in a lot of ways that is what you do, and it goes beyond just having boxes stacked and the ability to push them out and taking credit from people and things like that, right? So if you could talk a little bit about it, because you do bring a level of sophistication to everything I've noticed from your social media campaigns to just the overall way that you seem to flood markets with people, and you're aggressive. So can you talk a little bit about what value means in value added distribution?
For sure. I think for start, we've taken a different approach from the very beginning. We're not a traditional, obviously, door hardware distributor, and we're we're not we're a company, a service company is what we are, and we've built everything around that concept of being a service oriented company. So, a few things that we do different because of that is that, we first, understand that you can have the greatest idea out there, but if nobody has heard of you or know about the idea, you're not going to go very far. It's the adage: if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, doesn't make a noise, who cares? Nobody's there to hear it. Same thing with ideas in business. It doesn't matter how good of concept, idea, or product you have. First and foremost, you have to get your message out there. And what we've been able to do from the very beginning and now 15 plus years is, in this industry, I'd say, own the real estate online, own search terms through SEO, and also paid advertising. So what that it's allowed us to do is it's allowed us to drive roughly 2.5 million unique visitors to our website on an annual basis. These are unique visitors. These aren't hits. This is people that are coming to our website that have never been to our website before. Actually, unique visitors would be they haven't been to our website within the last 24 hours. But because of that, we've been able to mine a lot of data and have our fingers on the pulse of the industry. And one thing too that we've never, we've kind of gone where our customer base takes us. We've never tried to force them in a different direction. What I mean by that is, and this is how the whole value added started here, is that where some people would have a product line and that have a lock that would have certain features, and then someone would call and then they want other features or have a different problem, but then you try to force them into your current product line. We didn't do that. If a customer had a problem, we would go out, and we didn't have a solution currently, we would go out and find a solution for them, knowing that others out there would have the same problem. And we have a strong online presence, but only 11% of our business is actually done through e-commerce or directly through our website. The other roughly 90%, 89% is done through our business development team. So generally, people that are going to buy through a website, they understand what they're getting. They want a competitive price. They also, know that, maybe, the service is going to be lacking. You buy something from Amazon, you buy something from that, you're going to get it fast, you're going to get a competitive price, but basically you're on your own when it comes to the support side. We knew and at an early time that, especially in this industry, you're talking about security, access control. This is serious. This isn't, this isn't a, something that people buy as a novelty. This is something that provides security for their business or their home, that they want to make sure that it's going to work the exact way they need it to work. So in 2000, actually, I say 10 years ago, it was actually 2007, we developed our programming and service team. So instead of trying to teach others, and we'll still do that, and we'll explain that we can be as much or as little as people need, but instead of trying to train others or teach others that they're experts in their area, it's law firms, it's doctors, it's small business owners, it's people in the residence, they're great at what they do. Let us do what we do well, and that's actually program the lock for them so to work exactly the way they want it right out of the box. And that's how it started. And again, it didn't start from us doing any type of market studies or whatnot, versus just listening to our customers and adding the value in the services that they were asking for. So then, fast forward from that point. So started 13 years ago, where we literally started programming locks for customers, allowing the lock to work exactly the way they want it right out of the box. About 7 or 8 years ago, we added the capability of actually doing installs with full turnkey solutions for our customer base. And same thing, where customers would come to us and we would explain to them how easy, the standalone locks were to install, but they just said, that's great, it's easy, we want you to do it for us. We want it to not only work exactly the way we want it out of the box, we want you to be able to put the lock on the door. We'll pay you for it. We'll pay you for that service so it works exactly the way you want it. It's the difference between do it yourself and do it for me. We found with our customer base that the vast majority would rather have us do it for them. Time's valuable. Our guys program thousands of locks a month. They're really good at it. But that small business owner or someone that's getting this for their home, they don't have that experience. So frankly, it's going to take them much longer to actually program the lock. They're going to have a lot more mistakes because of not lacking the experience that our team of experts have.
Definitely value added distribution compared to what the historical, typical, stack them high and just get them out the building type approach on that end. Now, when it comes to the sort of trends that you're seeing in the marketplace, could you speak a little bit to that? Because again, your feet on the street, you're seeing people go, and we got the COVID crisis, and then people starting to get back to work now. There's pockets of the U.S. that are getting back, and there's certain verticals that are stronger. What are you seeing currently now?
Yeah, a couple of things about us. Going back to where we have millions of visitors come to our site, which allows us to see trends quicker than others may see them. And so, at first, again, this is an unprecedented crisis we're dealing with. There's no doubt about it. Where we were at the beginning of March and then the middle of March, and with when the shutdown started, or the stay-at-home orders, I guess you would say, and then the classification of businesses being from essential to non-essential, and frankly, it was a guess. Nobody knew exactly what was going to happen in any industry, and ours included. I mean, we thought we were essential. We always thought, from our customer base and who we do business with, which is over half the Fortune 500 companies, we have a contract with the federal government, and we handle their access control. But we didn't know. So probably,
Now
and
you
I go
know.
back and look, yeah, now we know. So there was about a 6-hour period when the state of Ohio came out and said they're closing down all non-essential businesses, where there was a mad scramble saying, are we essential? Where are we classified? So we had to wait for the government to tell us whether or not we were essential or essential or not. And so, but we were, being in the security business. One of the things that brought clarity to us, and I guess and brought the sense of calmness, is that we had, one was our GSA schedule 84, which is security,
Yep.
where we got right away a message from them, from Homeland Security, saying, we need you in business. You handle access control for many of our sites, and you are absolutely essential. So that helped. We also have a national contract with Walgreens, same scenario, where we handled for the next 3 years, all purchases of locks. Actually partnered with Alarm Lock, Trilogy series is what they generally use for that, where they reached out and said the same thing, is that we need you in business. We need your support, your expertise, because in times of crisis, security is more essential. It's more essential now than any other time. Same thing, SpaceX, Tesla, companies like that. So anyway, once we had clarity that yes, indeed, we were going to be in business, that we were deemed essential, then we had we had to literally go from a team that worked exclusively in our office, visuals, to having a mostly remote workforce in a week. And our team did an incredible job, just absolutely moved heaven and earth to get our workforce, over 2/3 of our workforce, working remote in such a short period of time. Just and remarkable. I just can't say enough about how same tech team that does the support on our locks and customers use is the same guys that we rely on to our own technology to make sure that we were able to be running at the same level we've always run at, with 2/3 of our team not being actually working inside the building. Different, no question. These type of calls are different. I'm a guy, I like face-to-face meetings and old school shaking hands, but we were able to adapt like we've always been to do, and innovate and not miss a beat. So that's just a little bit about the background of our story, and wow, just what a whirlwind time we had. So industry-wise, what happened at first is there was no question that we had a significant drop in traffic at the end of March, web traffic. I mean, you're talking 30-40% or whatever it was, that literally it almost came to a screeching halt. Our business didn't, but our web traffic did. Then it started building back up. One of the things that we noticed, I think it was the same thing, everyone was clamoring to just keep their companies to stay alive. The first thing and foremost is companies that were still essential, is they were all focused inwardly on how can we make sure that our workforce is taken care of. So I think that was part of the drop in traffic. Then started growing back up and consistent. And I can say now our traffic and what we have people that are clamoring and looking for solutions is around the level it was pre-COVID-19. Now, certain industries have been devastated. There's no question about it. And our business is set up where we have different groups, 4 major groups. One of them, MDU, multifamily. Part of that is our hospitality industry. Hospitality, the entire industry is just, I've already used the word devastated, but there's no other way to describe it, where hotels have gone from a flourishing business to being shut down, frankly, overnight. So there are industries that are struggling, and that in the door hardware business, likewise are struggling, but others areas have picked up. Healthcare, federal government, pharmacies, businesses that have been deemed essential, from smaller businesses, but especially large businesses. Your Walgreens, your Kroger's, Sam's Club, Costco's, those of the world. Looks more now more than ever of they have more people in their stores of looking to make sure that things were secure. So we've been pleasantly surprised, and we've been affected, no doubt about it. But we're in a lot better position than friends of mine, family members are, and so we don't have anything to complain about. And we know that once we get through what we're going through, and we will, because that's what we do as a country and as an industry, that GoKeyless will be in a position to not just survive but flourish moving forward, because of the way we innovate and how we're always on the cutting edge when it comes to technologies, and also for marketing. So one thing that we've seen is and probably not a surprise, is touchless, contactless. That is the search terms that people are looking for more now, more than ever, where we're a lot more, and what will not change, and there will be a 911 type of effect to the country, a lasting effect. We're not going to go back to quote unquote normal, and that's just the way it is, where there are going to be lasting changes, and especially in this industry. And one of them is we're going to be a lot more, we're going to, when it comes to touching things, there's no question about it, we're going to be we're trying to look for the right word here, so cut this out, is that conscious. We're going to be a lot more conscious when it comes to what type of surfaces people are actually touching, whether or not it's antibacterial. Also, what type of solutions can we put in place where people can limit contact? And that's the part of the industry that will flourish and take off, no question about it. And that is something that, from small businesses to large businesses, I know it's already, rumors are out there, government will start mandating certain ways of entering public restrooms, public buildings and whatnot, and that's limiting contact.
So no, that's it's a lot there, a lot of moving parts in that, and that's why I was eager to want to talk to you about this, because I know you're steep in it, and I love the energy. So as you look at it for your business currently now, is there anything that you're looking for?
Yeah, I think a little bit also about GoKeyless, and maybe that would help explain where we are and where we're heading. And one of it is that 95% of our business is not sold directly to homeowners, where 5% is residential, the other 95% is either commercial or it's B2B, selling to resellers who then will sell to homeowners. So we have a Valueadded reseller group that has thousands of resellers that buy from GoKeyless. And the reason they purchase it from us is because of the intelligence that we provided, experience we provide, where they'll have a customer, whether it's a gate company that has someone that wants a lock for their pool gate, or it's a locksmith that deals mainly in lockouts and rekeying, but they have someone that wants something, the true access control, that they will then call us and call upon our expertise to purchase the product from us at a competitive price, but also get that intelligence from us to make it a seamless transition or transaction with their customer, because they know they have the support we have. So I would say this: I mean, anybody out there, anybody that's on the streets is a reseller right now in the security business or locksmithing business, and they want to get into this new technology, but frankly, just like me, I mean, when I got into this business, I wasn't a technology guy. I didn't have a home computer on this, so maybe it's something that may intimidate them. Please reach out to our team and say, hey, I'm a local contractor. I've got people asking about this technology. I'm used to dealing with traditional hardware, not access control, electronics, or smart technology out there, and our team will be glad to help.
That's a great segue to asking you, if somebody wants to do that, where's the best place to reach you?
Yeah. you can go to our website, www.gokeyless.com, and contact us. We've got what we do. Our overall concept is to drive traffic to our website, but then we ask people, beg people, reach out to us, reach out to our sales team, and talk to our sales team. So you can go to our website. You'll have a pop-up window on the bottom right side, and you put in your information, and it will direct you to one of our sales professionals that would be best able to handle whatever questions you have.
Perfect. All right. Well, I really appreciate you spending the time to do this. Again, I love the energy. I love what you guys are doing. I'm extremely bullish on your business, because I do think the aggressive approach that balances the smart side of the sort of SEO online, but then drives the sort of local connection that our industry is built off of. That I just think it's a massive way to win, and you're definitely doing it. So congratulations to you and your team. And I know there's still a lot of work to get done, but you're off to a great start. So thank you.
Appreciate it, Lee. Thank you. Thank you for your time.